The world was shocked as Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad. The plane struck buildings near the airport, marking the Dreamliner's first fatal crash. News of the disaster spread rapidly, raising questions about aviation safety. Why did a modern aircraft fail so catastrophically? The crash was the deadliest in years, involving Air India. The Dreamliner, known for its advanced technology, now faced scrutiny. The tragedy struck those on board and people on the ground as the plane hit a medical college hostel in a residential area. The city of Ahmedabad was left in fear. The investigation became a global focus as experts sought answers. This disaster was a stark reminder that even the safest planes can fail. The search for truth began in the ruins of Flight 171. The world demanded to know, how could this happen? The answers would have consequences for airlines, manufacturers, and passengers everywhere. For India and the world, it was a day of tragedy. The story of Flight 171 was just beginning. Flight 171 was bound for London with 242 people on board. The Dreamliner lifted off from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport. Everything seemed normal for a few seconds. Suddenly, the plane began to lose altitude, captured on a chilling CCTV video. Instead of climbing, it fell, engines unable to keep it airborne. Onlookers watched in horror as the aircraft descended toward the city. The pilots fought desperately for control, but the plane crashed into a medical college hostel. The impact triggered a massive explosion and fire, scattering debris across a residential area. The disaster killed people both in the air and on the ground. Emergency crews rushed to the scene, facing a landscape of devastation. Search and rescue teams worked day and night, hoping for survivors. The crash site became a symbol of loss and heartbreak. For 3 days, teams combed through the wreckage, recovering victims. The tragedy left a deep scar on Ahmedabad and the nation. It was one of India's worst aviation disasters. The world watched, waiting for answers. The aftermath was a sobering reminder of the risks of flight. The story of Flight 171 would haunt the city for years to come. The loss of life was staggering. Over 270 people perished, including 241 on board and at least 29 on the ground. The crash left families shattered and communities in mourning. Recovery teams worked tirelessly, uncovering victims as they sifted through the debris. Amid the devastation, a single miracle emerged. One survivor. Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, a British national of Indian origin, was found alive. He was rushed to the hospital, his survival defying all odds. From his hospital bed, Ramesh recounted the terrifying moments. His story became a rare glimmer of hope in a sea of grief. Ramesh's account offered investigators a crucial eyewitness perspective, helping piece together what happened. For the families, his survival was a bittersweet reminder of what was lost. The world mourned, but clung to this one story of hope. The crash of Flight 171 would be remembered for its scale and for the lone voice that survived. Investigators from India's AAIB, joined by US and UK experts, launched a global probe into the crash. Their top priority, uncover why a modern Dreamliner failed so soon after takeoff. The black boxes, flight data and cockpit voice recorders were recovered, holding vital clues. These devices would reveal the plane's final moments and the pilot's actions. Investigators focused on 3 key areas: engine thrust, wing flaps, and the landing gear, which remained open unusually long. A crucial CCTV video showed the plane losing height immediately after takeoff, confirming the crisis began almost instantly. Pilot training records were also under review, as authorities checked if the crew was prepared for emergencies. Every detail was scrutinized, from maintenance logs to flight procedures. The investigation was painstaking, with no quick answers. The world waited for the findings, hoping for lessons that could prevent future tragedies. The search for the cause was relentless. Only by understanding every detail could the industry move forward. The fate of Flight 171 would shape aviation safety for years to come. In response, India's aviation authorities ordered urgent inspections of all Boeing 787 Dreamliners in the country. The goal ensured no other aircraft faced the same hidden danger. Air India's entire Dreamliner fleet was grounded for thorough checks: engines, wings, landing gear, every system. Safety took precedence over schedules, causing delays and cancellations. Passengers understood, better safe than sorry. The inspections aimed to restore public trust and prevent another disaster. Boeing worked closely with investigators, eager to protect its reputation and ensure its planes were safe. The results of these checks would have global implications. If a common flaw was found, Dreamliners worldwide could be affected. Every inspection was a step towards safer skies. The tragedy forced the industry to confront uncomfortable questions. Only by acting decisively could confidence in air travel be rebuilt. The lessons learned would shape the future of aviation safety. Air India and the Tata Group pledged full transparency in the investigation. Chairman N. Chandrasekaran promised to share all findings with the public. The airline announced compensation for victims' families, over $100,000 each, and full medical care for survivors. This response aimed to show compassion and accountability. The Tata Group's actions set a standard for crisis management in aviation. Their commitment to openness and support was crucial for rebuilding trust. The world watched to see if these promises would be kept. For the families, financial help was only the beginning of a long healing process. Air India's response would be judged by its actions, not just its words. In tragedy, leadership is measured by empathy and responsibility. The crash of Flight 171 is a stark reminder. Aviation safety must never be taken for granted. Every accident teaches hard lessons, driving improvements in technology, training, and transparency. Investigations must be open and thorough, so the public can trust the answers. The Tata Group's promise of transparency is a step in the right direction. Safety checks and new regulations may follow, making flying safer for all. The lives lost must lead to real change. Better planes, better training, and stronger oversight. Trust in aviation is built on honesty and relentless pursuit of safety. The memory of Flight 171 demands that we do better. Only by learning from tragedy can we ensure safer skies for the future. The legacy of this disaster must be a safer world for every traveler.